the Philippines.
I'm from Phoenix.
Together,
we're Phil's to Phoenix. Two countries.
One heart.
Welcome to our... We don't know what to call this.
Yeah, we just come up with some sort of ideas and thoughts and observations that we pick up for a topic.
That what we're going to do, we're going to ask you guys. There's going to be three, in this particular set, there's going to be three set to it. And the overall topic is going to be stress and the difference between, the first one is going to be the difference in stress between the U.S. and the Philippines.
Yeah, that's
And
the
how
general.
I view it as an American, how she views it as a Filipina. The second one is going to be how we handle the stress here in our public and personal life.
Yeah.
And then the last video is going to be how we handle the different stresses between each other as a married couple and interracial married couple.
That's true. So since you give an idea to our viewers about our topic, so how about we start our first?
We don't
We don't.
feel comfortable calling it marriage advice videos because they're not really marriage advice.
It's not marriage advice. It's just
We don't really feel comfortable calling it a tips video because at least one of them really isn't tips. It's just personal observations.
That's true, and we just want to share this because this is our observation, and this is what works best for you. Each personality, each person has different views, perspective, or how they gonna accept it, acknowledge it, or deal with their own issues.
So,
and so
after the third video, or after the first one, if you want,
just give
us
a
your
comment,
input into what you think might be a good,
yeah,
Monday night, whatever video.
yeah.
So
We're really open for suggestions and feedbacks.
But to get this one started, how do you feel about stress in America?
How about start with the Philippines?
Even the opening question's stressful, huh?
I wasn't not preparing that question. It just like popped out suddenly. So yeah, I'll start with in the Philippines. Like wherever country you are, I will say there are different kinds, or of course you will experience different level of stress. Me coming from the Philippines as a single, I was not single because I'm not.
Well, you were kind of married when you got here, but yeah.
Okay, I got engaged, of course. Oh, we're still in the court, in the communication stage, and then we got engaged.
Hey, you made me stand up in front of a preacher in the Philippines. We were married.
Of course. Hey, we start from like the very start.
Oh, okay. When we first
we
met.
have
Okay.
a communication issue here. See?
That's actually another topic coming up in the future.
But hey, we acknowledge, we recognize that we have something that we need to work out. We have communication. Okay, so my thing is, like, as I observe in the Philippines, I have so much time in the Philippines doing a lot of things, but I have lesser, I will say, financially challenged.
Okay, that sounds like a good word.
Yes, it was a financially challenged. Aside from, I will say, before I met John, it's a different level of stress because I'm kind of the I'm the second to the oldest. So it's a different perspective or view in the Philippines because it's not you need, it's just my choice to help. Okay, I will not say you need, or I'm not really obligated. It's not really my obligation or responsibility, but it's my choice. I will use the word choice because I'm really open here, and I'm like open-minded, and I will be careful on the choices of words I use because I wouldn't want to offend anyone, or So like financially challenged because like yes, I have a decent job, but all my net pays. Let's say 70-80% goes helping my younger brothers to finish their college, go to the bills and everything. And it's I will be honest with that, it's really stressful. Like some days I was just like, oh, can I survive for another 15 days? My only money left is like 1,000 or 500
Pesos.
pesos. Come to think of that. And then, like, of course, the fare in the jeepney is 8 pesos. But I guess I survived for the last 8 months. Not months, years. I was able to survive, but it's a different kind of life. I guess that's the only really stressful. That's only one. Like financially challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'm helping my family, and I feel like it's not stress. Maybe some days I will be really stressful because like either I will borrow some of my friends, and I know the feeling like if they cannot lend you money because they don't have and they only have enough, and it's so embarrassing to ask people, can I ask money? I'm already running out of money, and I don't have enough budget for the end of another 15-day or salary, so it's embarrassing, but I need to do it. I don't have a choice. I have a choice, but I don't have a choice. I don't know. It's really stressful, that kind of situation. And then if I will say, okay, when I moved here in the U.S., the difference is, I will say, I feel like the attitude and the behavior. That's one thing, like how I look, how I observe, and how it's so different. Here it's so quiet, of course, okay, given people needs quiet and they need space, and I feel like not, what's the right term of that? Or I'm not used to, maybe, because of course in the Philippines it's crowded, traffic, noisy, roosters, those kind of thing.
But those don't stress you out.
No. Here, maybe I'm just like on my first, I would say there's a gap. I would say it's the gap in the personal. I see like it's a gap, or maybe it's I will not use the gap word. The boundary. The space level or something. You know?
Personal space you want?
Yeah, it's personal space something, you know, makes sense? Like, sometimes because you cannot open up. Like, I feel like you hide something in yourself, like, especially, let's say.
Oh, okay.
Like, you cannot really.
You're also talking about not only the physical space that we want, that arm's length distance, but also that
you cannot
emotional space that we want.
Yeah.
We don't talk a whole lot about personal lives. We don't.
Yes, I feel like.
We want just light surface answers to questions, not.
Yes.
Not personal histories.
Yeah, I feel like there's a tension in that. That I guess there's one tension in my. You know, it makes sense. Like back home, we can open. It's like we can open and freely talk what happened in the day, and like you're sharing the entire. And here it's just like limited, and then that's it.
Everybody's kind of walled off.
Yes, and that's I'm grateful. One thing I'm grateful because I have you. I could share everything. I could share like, of course that's a good thing, and I'm glad like the modern technology and of course here it's abundance. That's also one thing. I will say every country or wherever you go, there is different kinds of level. It's just how you see it, and what I find like, and we will discuss that to our next topic or next video. How about you? By observing me, by observing my culture.
We cause ourselves a lot of stress because of wanting all that personal space and having been taught to wall off people. And that's actually been a problem for a lot of marriages. That we learn so well to wall off everything that even when we get married and have a spouse, that it can be hard to learn
Yeah.
to open up and share, and a lot of times it can be taken negatively. Uh, my thing, my belief is a lot of our stress in the U.S. is caused by we're permanently chasing a buck, and sometimes it's not necessarily about greed, but just getting by. That
Yeah, because like with the bills, like you need to pay your mortgage, your car payments, your insurance, electric, water, and then if you have kids,
Yeah.
there's just so much. And of course, it's not just. I guess also that's one thing. The difference is in the Philippines you could give and you could share, and if you don't have nothing, if you have neighbors have a plant or like moringa or vegetables, like you could just ask. Or if you go to the ocean, you could freely catch a fish, a crabs or something, as long as you have rice or potatoes or what do you call that?
there's always a banana
Root
tree.
crop, and
or
of course a banana tree and coconut tree. So that's why we don't really stress about food, of course, because we could get by, and then
you guys can go forage, and that. And again, we're talking about life in a province, so we're not really talking about life in
In the
an
city.
urban city.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I grew up in a province or in a country area. So, but here you need to buy everything. You need to work so hard. And of course, if your boss is not good or your employer is not, it depends. I'm just grateful. I have a really, really good
Yeah,
and awesome employer.
she
and,
does. She has a really cool employer.
and they see a lot. Like they hire really good people, and we have values that we, and I'm so grateful. Like we handle. I guess the only stress that we handle is the clients. Of course, our office mate. Of course, we have different personalities, but it's tolerable. Like they're really adjustable. Adjustable. It's like the tool that you adjust. Yeah, so I'll just take a deep breath and that.
Yeah, because when I went to the Philippines, granted, I was an American there on vacation. It wasn't a matter of I was living in it.
Yeah.
The people seemed way more laid back, even in the cities. That they didn't seem to be anywhere near as upset and uptight as we normally are.
That's true.
It was pretty bad crowded, and that made me feel a little uncomfortable and a little apprehensive, just because of my living in America for so long. We want that personal space, but after a while, you just kind of got used to it, and it wasn't that bad. And after a couple weeks, it kind of became normal, and
Yeah.
it wasn't that big of a deal. And no one there minds it. It's just normal for them. And even in the cities, that Americans cannot fathom the level of poverty that's in a developing nation. And
That's true.
a lot of this, that when you see people homeless on the street, it's not because they're drug addicted or just too lazy to work, or it's because they have no other alternative, and there is no work. Most of them that live on the street actually go out and do work and try to make a few pesos a day. And in Manila, there was one guy that he had 2 kids.
Oh yeah, you saw that. Yeah.
And one of the kids, I think, was a special needs kid of some kind.
Yeah.
And he came back, and you could see that he was out doing something. He was out doing some kind of work, and I didn't see parents, or I didn't see a mom or anything like that, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she was out working or if mom wasn't in the picture.
Yeah.
But and even then, that they they didn't seem stressed out.
Oh,
They weren't.
they're smiling.
Yeah, they were a happy family basically, and they were just making the best of the situation. That one of the YouTubers we watch, that the family lives in an old abandoned jeepney,
Yeah.
and it made a little fruit stand off the end of it that they, wherever they managed to pick up some fruits and vegetables that they sell, and that they've got little banana cuers, whatever that they could get, and that they'll cook it up and sell it as snacks, and doing what they can to make money. So it's not, and they were happy that they knew they were poor, they knew they were broke.
Yeah.
But they weren't stressed over it, they weren't angry over it, and that's actually how the YouTuber made a video, is that he'd ran across them and saw that they had 3 kids.
Yes, 3 kids.
And they were real briefly in a video of his, and people sent some money to him and said, hey, get them, get these kids some clothes and stuff.
And school uniforms.
And so he did. He got them school uniforms so that the kids could go to school.
Yeah.
And because in the Philippines, this is one thing I thought was kind of cool. Every kid, whether it's public school, private school, whatever, and it's true all through college, that there is a regulation uniform you wear, and that period into statement.
That's true.
And a guy I used to work with, his favorite quote of the day was always, it's all mind over matter. If you don't mind, it don't matter.
Yeah, I like that one.
And that kind of seems to apply to them, that they accept the situation they're in, they don't get angry about it, and they move on with life. They just figure out how to make it work.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you.
And at one time in the U.S., the people were kind of like that we just figured out how to make it work. And
yeah,
at this point, the big thing they try to figure out is the reason why they're being oppressed. So
yeah,
and I will agree that the U.S., in my opinion, does have a lot more stress, and I am much willing and looking forward to going to the Philippines just for the stress relief.
I'll join with you about. Hopefully, that would be. But we need someone to work.
One of us has to be a participating member of the workforce.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing that. It's actually seeing you 3 years ago was I see totally different. You changed, like you changed a lot. Like you're more open, really, like you're accepting, you're learning my culture, and I'm grateful. And I'll be honest with you, like though I changed, like some of the Americanized attitude, like more strong and bold in the front, and you changed me too a lot. Thank you. So yeah, we will be sharing you more of our observations and ideas, and just give us an ideas or feedback as well.
And stay tuned for part 2 and 3. Part 2 is going to be just how we deal with the stress,
Yes.
and if some of the some of the things work for you, cool. If not,
Yeah.
it may give you an idea for a starting point. And then part 3 is going to be probably the most interesting part.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
How we deal with stress
As a
each
married-
other as a married couple and as an intercultural couple.
That's true.
And trust me, there's some
There's
stress.
serious, like voice raising up. It's not you, it's me. So stay tuned. Mabuhay. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Mabuhay.